All right, let's talk about the golf card game. Today, we're going to transform your game from one of just, hoping for good cards into one of pure skill. We're diving into 10 pro-level strategies that will have you consistently crushing your score and outsmarting the competition. So let's get this out of the way first. Do you ever feel like winning is just who gets dealt the best hand? It's a super common feeling, right? Especially when you flip over a queen that you just can't seem to shake. But honestly, that's only half the story. Because the pros, they know it's not about luck at all. It's about strategy. The real difference between a casual player and someone who wins consistently isn't the cards they draw, it's what they do with every single card they see. So, let's get into it. First up, we've got to build a strong foundation. This part is all about mastering your own board. Before you can even think about what other players are doing, you have to know your own 6 cards like the back of your hand. Tip number 1 is your secret weapon. And I'm serious, it's memory. From the very second you flip your first 2 cards, you need to be building a mental map. Don't just think, okay, I've got a queen. No, think, my queen is in the bottom left corner. This one habit stops you from wasting turns later, flipping a card you already knew you didn't want. This is what the pros call spatial awareness. And it sounds kind of fancy, but all it means is knowing not just what card you have, but exactly where it is. That little detail is the difference between a good move and a game-winning one. Knowing that king is in position 4 means you can make that swap in a split second, no hesitation. Okay, tip number 2 is just some simple, powerful math. Your goal with every single move should be to get the biggest point reduction possible. That means you always go after your highest cards first. Swapping out a 3 for a 2, sure, it saves you 1 point. But swapping out a queen for that same 2, that saves you a massive 12 points. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? It's all about opportunity cost. Look at the difference. Using a king to ditch a queen saves you 10 whole points. Using it on a 4 only saves you 4. You have to go for the biggest score drop every time. It adds up so fast. And our final tip for mastering your own board, think of your middle column as your strategic anchor. By flipping these cards first, you get the most information. You immediately see how they relate to the cards on both sides, which is absolutely crucial for setting up the most powerful move in the game, making pairs. All right, so you've got your own grid on lockdown. Now it's time to zoom out and start playing the entire table. This, my friends, is where the game gets really, really interesting. Tip number 4 brings us to the discard pile. Now that pile is a gold mine, but it has one golden rule. Only take a card if you have a specific high-value reason to. Just grabbing a random 5 when your hand is already okay, that's a wasted turn. But grabbing a 7 to match another 7 you have, that one little move can be a 17-point swing that wins you the game. Yeah, let that number just sink in for a second. 17. A single smart decision to pull from the discard pile can literally wipe 17 points off your score. That's not luck, that's taking control. Now, what's so cool about this next strategy is how it turns a total disaster into a perfect situation. So just picture this. You've got a column with a queen and a jack. Ugh, that's a painful 20 points right there. It feels like a lost cause, doesn't it? And here's the thing, the source material points this out as one of the most powerful but totally underused strategies in the whole game. Most players see 2 high cards and they just give up on that column. But a pro sees an opportunity. And that brings us to tip number 5. You have to actively hunt for pairs to zero out your columns. Because if you can find a way to turn that jack into another queen, poof, those 20 points just disappear. They become 0. Don't just wait for pairs to happen, go out and make them happen. It's a much better play than just swapping for one low card. And the ultimate god-tier version of this move is tip number 6, the power pair. A pair of 2s isn't just 0 points, it's -4. This is, without a doubt, the strongest move in the entire game. If you ever get a chance to pair up 2s, you take it. Every single time. Okay, for tip number 7, we're shifting our focus. It's time to put on your detective hat. That discard pile? It's a window into your opponent's hand. Are they tossing low cards? They're probably feeling pretty good about their score. Are they getting rid of queens and jacks? Maybe they're desperate. You can use these clues to figure out what cards are already gone and, more importantly, what's likely still in the deck. Okay, we've covered your board and we've covered the table. Now let's get into the pro-level mindset. This is the metagame. These are the decisions you make that go way beyond just swapping cards. This leads us to tip number 8, and this is a huge mistake beginners make. Don't rush to knock. You know, when you flip your last card to end the round? Remember, when you do that, every other player gets one more turn. If your score is good but not great, you might just be handing them the win on a silver platter. Timing your knock is a strategic choice, not a race to the finish. Now for tip number 9, and this is a big mental shift, understanding the penalty. When you draw a card from the deck that you can't use, you have to discard it and flip one of your face-down cards. Most people see this as a bad thing, but a pro sees it as a calculated risk to get more information. And this slide breaks it down perfectly. Early in the game, when you need to know what's in your hand and you draw a useless queen anyway, take the penalty. The information you gain could be worth flipping another high card. But late in the game, when your score is already low and you're trying to protect it, don't risk it. It's all about risk management. And our final tip, number 10. A true pro adapts. You don't play the same game against every opponent. Against a beginner, you can afford to play a little more defensively, take your time, and set up those perfect, beautiful pairs. But against an expert, you gotta be aggressive. Forget the fancy setups, just get your score down as fast as you can. An expert player isn't going to give you the time a beginner will. So, let's put this all together. Let's look at your new winning game plan. We've basically gone from just relying on luck to building a complete strategy from the ground up. The most important thing here is this mental shift. You're no longer just reacting to what the deck gives you. You're creating a strategy with a mental map of your cards. You're not just playing your own hand, you're playing the entire table, and you're reading your opponents. That right there is the path to winning over and over again. So the next time you sit down to play and that deck is shuffled in front of you, the game has already started in your head. The real question is, knowing everything you know now, what's your first move?